All right, here we go. Division D, semi-final set here between the 2 seed TabA and the 3 seed Chirimoyos. These two teams met up in the group stage, and I believe the results there were 2 games to 1 in favor of TabA. But that was a best of 3. This year is a best of 5. And game 1, as always, on Arabia. So TabA, that's Homo erectus here in the yellow, and Karpekt here in the red. Homo erectus playing as the Slavs, Karpekt as Ethiopians. Up on the other side for Chirimoyos, we've got Godrikas here as the Gerharas, and Kamayu, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, in the blue as the Mayans. So Mayans, Gerharas up against Slavs, Ethiopians. I take a quick look at the maps here. So our Ethiopian player Karpekt here, safe gold. You like that as the archer player. Woodlands are awfully small though. And in a case when you're up against the archer player like you are here, that's going to be tough. And yeah, man, additional, got to move a good ways out to get to these other woodlines, and that is definitely going to expose you to the enemy archers. Over here for our Mayans player, going with the forward lumber camp, obviously that could come at risk a bit later on. I like the gold spot, like the berry spot though. Could think about working on maybe some walls out here, get your production buildings here and wall there. I think I prefer this map to Karpekt's map. And is Kamayu going to lose this scout here? Nope, he'll get away. No! Sniped at the last moment. That's a nice pick off by Karpekt. Yeah, must have gone for the lame. I missed that, but there's HP off that boar. Obviously, the scout was injured, and that ended up working out quite well there for Karpekt. Possible it threw off the build. Let's see if we can idle time in front of us. Yeah, Karpekt did have 22 seconds of idle time. That was almost certainly caused by him dealing with the laming, but the compensation for it was a dead scout for Mayu. Alright, Gahara's player here, Godrikas, scouting out Homo erectus. No one's clicked up quite yet. Let's take a look at the map here for our Cav players. I like the berry position, the gold position. Actually, in this map is probably the best so far, at least for the Cav player. Your production buildings out front, get real tight walls here, and be in a good spot. This, not quite so nice. I mean, the gold is back, but this long open area out front, that's going to be a pain to wall. All right, 20 pop up here for Homo erectus. What are we looking at? 22 pop for Karpekt, 20 pop here for Godrikas, and still haven't had a click up yet for our Mayans player. Looks like he is about to. One more build, 23 pop. Is that what we're looking at? Yeah, 23 pop. Well, it's what would be a 24 pop if the scout was there. So Karpekt will definitely have the earlier uptime. Maybe able to use that to his advantage. Getting some small walls down here, perhaps worried about either men-at-arms or a early scouts from the Gahara's player. Yeah, but maybe not thinking men-at-arms. I mean, he is pushing deer, not out there scouting. Which makes me think this is more a precaution against scouts to allow him to be super aggressive with the early archers and to push forward immediately. Alright, stable coming down here for Homo erectus. Stable coming down here for Godrikas as well. She have no 6. Scout.
Agya.
Ooh, actually might get a Vil pick here, and will get a Vil pick. There was a weak Vil in the mix there. That was a little bit of a mistake on Godrikas' part, I think. Letting a weak Vil out there to either build the stable or work on the berries. Not sure which it was. It's something that can just happen to Gaharas a little more easily because the vills aren't under the TC as long with the lack of sheep. So when you have those weak vills, you're going to end up moving them out. And that actually ended up biting Godricus in the butt a little bit there. All right, small walls down here for Homo Rextus. He's going to be try to be super aggressive with the scouts. We have spears out for either of these two players. Yeah, we have one spear for Homo Rextus. Where is that guy? Right, just in the queue. Any archer action yet? 2 range blacksmith there for our Mayans player. 2 range blacksmith for our Ethiopians player as well. Yeah, archer lead already for Karpekt. Not a huge one, though. I think our Mayans player will be fine. Alright, let's see. Our Gahara's player defends us. I imagine he'll get a spear of his own out, but nope. Gonna take this fight. And look at the micro there by Godricus. That was nicely done. Notice the scout that the spear was aggroed on. Moved that out of the way. Ended up taking a great fight. Helps having a camel in the mix as well. So yeah, despite only Homo erectus having a spear there, that looked quite good for Godricus. Alright, what's going on with these archers here on this end? Fletching is in here for Karpekt. Looks like he's moving out now. Will he move to the archer player? Will he move to the scout player? We'll have to see here. Aggression continues for Homo erectus. Has a spear here in the mix. No upgrades on any of these scouts yet. Godricus has his base pretty tightly walled. Not really any damage to be had at this point. But here come the archers. And because these are all small walled, if those archers can get here, this could be a really nice take for TabA. They are dictating the action, even if they don't have a Vil lead, and even if they don't have much of a military lead at this point. They have the initiative, and that counts for a lot here in Feudal Age. Yeah, so these archers here for Chirimoyos are going to move out towards Karpekt's base. I sure think Karpekt's archers are going to arrive to this fight sooner, and then we'll have to see how Blue reacts. Now, the nice take there by Godricus, but now he's in trouble. Archers in position, no upgrades on these units. Ooh, that was a bad fight there for Godricus. Yeah, immediately dropping a tower here to try to protect this gold and also, I think, restrict access toward that wood line. The thing is, though, this tower won't actually protect any of the wood lines. Archer's going to get in here in time. Nope. That will go up. I think they thought about maybe camping it. A couple archers lost to the tower. So that's good for Godricus. Still a 1-Vil lead for Chirimoyos, so no real eco damage yet at this point. But over on this side, Karpekt's got to be careful. He's got, what, 10 archers here, 11 of his own. Okay, so he does have what he needs to defend against it. Armor in for Chirimoyos, armor on the way for Karpekt. Back over here. Yeah, let's see if they can pressure this wood line. This wood line's so vulnerable. I'm surprised they're not jumping on it yet.
Shot it.
Hill advantage for Chirimoyos. Nice micro by Chirimoyos. Look at that. That was beautiful. And yeah, Karpekt's distracted, so losing an opportunity here because obviously he's got to deal with pressure in his face. And I like what Chirimoyos did here, continuing to press there even when his teammate let him know he was under attack, instead of wasting that opportunity traveling all the way across the map. Yeah, look at that. They're actually bailing here. They have a really vulnerable woodline. They just must not have noticed it. Chirimoyos continuing to mass on this hill. This is nice by Homo erectus. Notices Godricus trying to sneak out for a lumber camp. That is a very, very risky lumber camp. And Godricus made to pay for it. Castle Age on the way here for Chirimoyos. Yeah, so he's going to have a tech advantage ahead of Karpekt. More vills going down here for Godricus. trying to get in there, not going to be able to. These takes have been pretty good here for Chirimoyos. Karpek still not up. Only 270 food in the bank. And yeah, I think this is smart here by Chirimoyos to just bail backwards. But look at this. Karpek in on the gold. Because of the tight walling there for Chirimoyos, and that's could really cripple the production. We've got 3 range. And Chirimoyos needs to take in a lot of gold to be able to sustain production from all those ranges. Over here, let's see if Homo erectus can get... Well, no, he's got no armor, so these scouts aren't going to be able to do much here, honestly. Especially not with the Oasis to dive into. This is still going to be a great fight for Karpek. Yeah, right before Castle Age. That is so unfortunate for Chirimoyos. The tech advantage is not going to have the value it could have here. Look at that. Actually, a full clean there for Karpek. Still on the gold here. At the same time, though, Karpek has not clicked up yet. It's about to, but yeah, I am definitely worried about this uptime here for Karpek. Right, Knight's out for Homo erectus. Let's see if he's able to any good value with these Knights. Alright, what are the expo numbers? Only 9 expo right now for Chirimoyos. None in the queue, despite having 3 ranges. Trying to get that eco back in order after that raid there by Karpek. This is one nice thing about being Gahars in a position like this. You're a bit behind in Castle Age time compared to your opposing Cav player, but you can make up for that difference by having the tech advantage here. It's in a straight Cav v Cav fight. Obviously the camels are favored here. And yeah, that is the problem when you have Gahars on the other side. You definitely don't want your archer player to be late to Castle Age. Here we go. We got a small raiding party from Chirimoyos. Whose base is he going to try to sneak in on? Not sure. Scouts trying to sneak in here as well. Nice job with the walls, though, by Homo erectus. Look at this. The archers are coming in. They could get on this wood line. Camels in the mix as well. Homo erectus could definitely be in some trouble here. He's starting to think about a second town center. Whoa. Got a freeze here. Give it a second. Back in. Yeah, I know this latest patch has had a lot of bugginess. Not sure if that's the issue or performance issue on my end. Ooh, we got an overchop here. Let's see if Godricus notices this. That's an overchop. Maybe not. Yeah, but these stables are now going to be in big danger. The wood line's in danger. That TC will be nice if it can go up. No ballistics to worry about yet, so that's good. Ooh, these knights. Plus 2 armor on the knights, but their scouts act as a meat shield here. Alright, Karpek to the rescue. And what are we looking at for military numbers? TabA with a slight military lead. Chirimoyos with the eco lead. The archers occupying a brutal position, occupying that wood line, occupying the gold. Where do you go here if you're Homo erectus to access gold? Ballistics is in for Karpek, though. Ballistics on the way for Kamayu. He's got another wave of archers. I like this. Moving out with a second wave toward the other base while your units are buying time. I was talking about TabA having the initiative in early feudal age. The initiative quite clearly has been with Chirimoyos here in early castle age. And I like this. They're just pulling huge numbers of TabA's army towards the corner. And this is giving them an opportunity to boom behind, continue expanding that Vil lead, and to get some nice counterattacks in here. Oh, diving right into the TC. Karpek hasn't noticed yet. They're quite busy on the other end. Oh, this is brutal. Does garrison. A lot of archers going down here, but there was a lot of Vils that went down as well. 29 Vil lead already here for Chirimoyos. Gonna be a couple more dead Vils there as well. Ruthless. Archers. The archer count looking like 43 for Karpek. A lot of these are just sitting back here in the far corner. And again, that is just allowing Chirimoyos to steam ahead in terms of the Vil count. 32 Vil lead. And climbing. Love the way they're playing this. Oh, we got some knights coming in to try to clear Kamayu's archers here. Archers wisely sneaking into the gap in the wood line there. We got 19 knights on the field versus 14 camels. Yeah, but the way Godricus' base is laid out here, this isn't a terribly threatening army at the moment. And in fact, Kamayo's not even coming over here to reinforce, just looking for the counterattack. It's interesting, though, that TabA has the score lead here. That doesn't seem to accurately represent the way this game's going right now. Could be a nice clean, though, for TabA. They have the military lead. This is going to expand that military lead anymore. But I think that window is closing for them to take advantage of these military numbers. They need to get some kind of damage in here pretty soon. Make use of these numbers because we're now looking at a 40 villager advantage for Chirimoyos. And yeah, time is not too far out when Chirimoyos is going to be able to convert that eco lead into a production advantage. These archers are still back here. I think Karpek maybe just lost track of them. They've just been on patrol in this area for a really long time. Alright, working on breaking through here. They should be able to get in. But now Mayu is coming over. On the way to Imperial Age as well. Important for Kamayu to hold these, maintain these numbers. 39 expo at the moment. Wants to make sure that whatever they do, don't take a bad fight here. Use the archers to try to continue to delay this army. Don't let them cause eco damage to Godricus. Don't take a fight unless you're certain you can win in pretty dominant fashion. And yeah, I think that worked out excellently for Chirimoyos, pushing this army away from Godricus' eco. Ooh, knights raiding in on the backside. I like this from Homo erectus. Not enough damage to be had there. Yeah, I think once Imp comes in here, if you are Kamayu, I think you push the Cav player. Cav player gonna have absolutely no way to deal with this. It's a good take for Karpek. Free kills there against Kamayu. Kamayu trying to do what he's been doing often this game, which is attacking with a reserve army on one side while distracting on the other. Karpek was ready for it, though. Alright, Karpekt on the way up as well, but only with 62 vills, whereas Kamayu with 96. And yeah, here comes the army toward Homorextus' base. I think this is definitely the right call. What do we got here? 26, soon to be Arbalists. I mean, with these Arbalists, these camels, just drop these town centers. Yeah, Homorextus is in big trouble here. Bracer on the way, Arbalist on the way, Chemistry on the way, all of the juicy attack upgrades. That is not a good position there for Homorextus, losing a lot of HP for free on those knights. Some nice shredding coming here, also being gunned down. Remember, there's Bracer on these Expo. This is a great spot for Kamayo to camp right between two TCs. You're idling a lot of farms. Pure Age on the way. Which TC? Which TC? Okay. Yeah, that was a good call by Homorextus. Using the back TC. Bracer on the way here for Karpekt. Arbalist on the way for Karpekt. Surprising they're not using the camels to just drop town centers, but I guess production makes sense at this point. 50 villager lead for Chirimoyos. They also have a slight military lead as well. No chemistry here for Karpekt. Chemistry is in for Kamayo. Gosh, what's going on here? In the middle of this glorious fight. See if I can turn down some of the graphic settings. Whoa. We'll fast forward there. This is a great fight for Karpekt up on this hill. Camel's not engaged with the archers. I'm not sure why. Maybe some miscommunication there for Chirimoyos. Look at this. Godricus on the way up as well with 120 villagers. Take a quick look at the graphic settings here. I want to see if I can turn these down at all. Hopefully things look all right here. Hopefully this runs a bit more smoothly. All right, we've got... Oh, interesting. Okay, so we had some really forward siege workshops, but whoever was constructing that fort base was clean. Look at all these castles, though, for Kamayu. Castle back there to eventually protect the trade line. 2 more castles up here. And a castle even over there. Dominant map control right now for Chirimoyos. They also have an eco lead, a military lead. I think they are very much in the driver's seat of this game. Yeah, and there's going to be a pinch here on Karpekt's military. Probably going to see Siege Ram here, right? Surely you go Siege Ram in this situation. You're up against the Archer player. Ooh, we had an engagement there. Missed that one as well. Too many places to look at the moment. Alright. Oh, man, it's still freezing. Alright, so what is it? Heavy camel on the way. Yeah, that's a nasty castle. Getting a Trev out as well, so there's just no chance for trade to get up here for Homorextus, not until they clean that up. Counter attack now coming in for TabA. Still behind by 70 villagers. Look at this mass amount of villagers coming forward to access the gold. Possible that Godricus hasn't noticed that gold there quite yet. But I like this here by Homo Rextus. You gotta get back into this game somehow. There's no way you're gonna win playing it defensively at this point. But some raids here can do two things for you. Even out the eco lead and also distract the push. And ideally even draw some of those camels back. This is gonna be unfortunate for Homo Rextus. These arbs are gonna get in, and there is just so much juicy eco for him there. Look at this, a Homo Rextus spreading out across Chimayu's eco. Could be a decent number of dead vills here. But remember, there is brace around those TCs. The damage output, not too shabby. A lot of dead vills up here, though. Look at the eco lead. It's down to 40. It was up to 60 at one point. Cavalier jumping on these Arbalists. Let's see if Chimayu notices. He might be pretty busy with his home eco. Alright, he's noticed. He's microing those archers now. I think the Cavalier will probably clean here, but that's a good trade if you're Chimayu. You'll be very happy with that. And yeah, this raid has now been pushed out. Push here, continuing. Capped rams. Chirimoyos just in an absolutely dominant position at this point. Their military numbers have dropped, though, quite a bit. We only have 35 camels on the field, only 10 arbalists. Okay, we're making a switch into plumed archers. Got 20 plumed archers on the field. Where are these guys? Not elite yet. Keep an eye on that to see if the elite upgrade comes in. Arpec clean out those forward bills of Godricus's. Elite plumed archer upgrade on the way. Okay, get that production going. Another thing I'd like to see here from Godricus would be Hussar. Get the Hussar out on the field, raiding the eco. Especially with gold being an issue, trade not being up yet. Hussar sort of provides a nice transition between gold heavy point and the time when you actually have trade up and running. Like Carpec going to clean this here. So this push has been slowed. And TabA actually almost 40 military units ahead, only 20 eco units behind. Got a nice little counterattack going here, so TabA making more of a game out of this than I was expecting. A light cav coming out for Homo Rextus. And yeah, it looks like light cav starting to come out for Godricus, so is making that transition. Do we have any trade up yet? So the markets are going down. But yeah, we've only got 3 trade cards up at the moment. Hussar upgrade on the way as well for Godricus. Action all over the place. Treb's on the field for Carpec, trying to push back on the raids at the front of his base. This is nicely done by Homo Rextus, getting some raids in. They're at least taking the initiative back to some extent. But without trade... Without trade, it's hard to see a way for them to ever regain map control. I like what Chirimoyos is doing here as well, with just walling this entire map. SAR spam's real, though. Look at this. The Vilcons even. These raids are working. They're cutting the Vil numbers down extensively. There's no way, right? There's no way TabA is going to win this game. We've got a lot of plumed archers on the field. A lot of skirms on the field. If Godricus can get cav units over here, should be able to take a really nice fight. The problem is these raids. I think Godricus is fully occupied right now with trying to clean these raids. Yeah, plumed archers coming in to try to get raids of their own, but there's so many Hussar. 58 Slav farms. That's a lot of food production. Alright. The raids have been halted for the time being. Chirimoyos regaining the military lead here. These plumed archers, though, could be in trouble here. About to get pinched between skirmishers and Hussar. This could be a really nice fight for TabA. Skirms, though, unfortunately engaged with the Hussar as opposed to the plumed archers. And Chirimoyos getting out of there with a lot more plumes than I expected. Well, here comes another wave of Hussar. Alright, raids are going on the side. Trade finally coming up now for TabA. But meanwhile, on the other side, we're looking at 7 trade cards for Godricus, 17 trade cards for Kamayu. They've got a significant trade card lead already. Whereas on this end, we're looking at only 7 at the moment for all of TabA. And military numbers, though, and bill numbers are equal. Ooh, an Eagle switch as well. We're only Eagle Scouts at the moment, though. Not a huge threat. Wood situation for Karpekt is not great. Needs to start shifting that eco forward. Camels. Heavy camel riders. Good numbers. This should be a good clean on Karpekt's forces. Looks like some considerable connection issues here for TabA. I think actually this might be the set that had to be played over the course of a couple different days. But maybe that only this Arabia game was played on the first day. Alright, look at this. Plumes trying to make a run in here. Excellent quick walls there by Homo Rextus, trapping them in here to be cleaned by the Hussar. What's our trade card situation looking like? 14 and 5 for TabA. We're looking at 18 and 10 on the other side. Honestly, TabA not that far behind in the trade count at the moment. Godricus is going to get another castle up here. This one on the other side of the wall secures that gold. That's a really crucial position. Morex is trying to get Boyar out. Don't think it's going to have the gold for much Boyar production. Look at this, though. This is such a brutal position for TabA, losing so many trade cards there. Those are so expensive, so hard to get out. The plumes are in the perfect spot there. They will be clean, but they already got plenty of value here. Alright, Homo erectus is adding in a second trash unit in addition to the Hussar, adding in Howl. Man, those plumes are tanky. Still surviving here. Push on this side. Krebs, Pikes, Arb. Plume should be able to take a really nice trade here, though. This gold is very exposed. If this army gets clean, yeah, Karpek bailing from the gold, trying to get a castle up. I don't know if that's going to go up, though. There's a lot of plumes right in his face. Look at this. These plumes just now taken care of. That castle does go up. Raids coming in here for Godricus. Goodness, this has been a great game. These plumes are doing so much work. I love this, the plume transition that Maya made in this game. All right, action absolutely all over the place. This is a nice looking push here for by Homo Rex. This cleans up that castle. I think it's going to clean up this castle as well. There's no way for Godricus to deal with this, not with the Halb on the field. I think it's going to need plumed archers to come this way. That may be what these plumes are doing. No, the plumes are looking to make a push on this side. But yeah, this could be a real problem. There's going to be no way for Godricus to deal with this apart from getting some support from range units here. Or, never mind. Makes the switch into chakram throwers, which will be able to deal with this. This is a good looking push here from Kamayu. Siege Ram is in. Another castle coming in here. Just in the nick of time, too, with these Hussar bearing down. Gonna go up? Yeah. Barely goes up. Only a second to spare there for Kamayu. Hussar definitely whittling down those plume numbers, but on the whole, this is a great fight for Kamayu. Yeah, and it's called. There it is. GG is called. Game 1 goes to Chirimoyos. That was a well-deserved victory. It was a great, great match. Military numbers here. Yeah, okay, so both our archer players with positive KDs, both of our cav players with negative KDs, and honestly, the KD ratio pretty comparable there for both teams. But the eco, I think definitely what carried the day. We're looking at 9k more res for Kamayu versus Homo Erectus and 12k more res for Godricus over Karpek. So you're looking at 20k more res plus we didn't have relic. Yeah, some slinging from Kamayu as well. All right. Well, with that, we go to game 2, which, again, I believe this took place on a later day. We're going to Beaver Dam, one of the home maps for TabA. Custom map created for this tournament. And I think I've only had a chance to cast one game on this map, so excited to see it here. All right, so Godricus and Kamayu will be occupying the western side of this river. The river proceeds from the pond up here. Here's our little beaver dam. And we've got a lot of the minerals. The extra minerals in the map are located in the southern portion. But the res at the start is pretty standard. You've got your berries, 2 gold piles, 1 stone, 2 boar, standard amount of deer. But then there are some extra berries, extra deer, not too far off. And you can see just how many how many deer are in this area. All right, we've got Japanese here for Kamayu and Lithuanians for Godricus. Now, one tough thing with this map is you don't know which player is going to spawn to the north, which is going to spawn to the south. With Japanese on the map, I'm guessing Kamayu was hoping to be located in the north to play water. And that might be a bit unfortunate for Chirimoyos. Lith, though, extremely viable on the water as well, so maybe we'll just see Godricus dock it. Or maybe we'll see Kamayu make the long journey up there with the Vil. On the other end, okay, instead of Karpekt, for this game we've got Aramatu in the purple playing as the Italians. Italians will probably be the Civ playing water here. And then on the bottom end, we have Persians. So I think the Persians Italians pick there might have been precisely for the reasons I was mentioning, which is you don't know who's going to be to the north, who's going to be to the south. They picked two Civs that both could potentially play water. Also curious to see how this map gets played. We've seen a couple different strategies play out. Some teams have opted to try to establish a really long team wall because you have all these wood lines that are pretty long and that tend to border the water. So some teams will try to team wall and play for an FC. Other teams have opted for feudal aggression, which, I mean, this is a lot of walling you got to get in. So feudal aggression, probably the way to play this map. The other worry about going with the long team wall is suppose you wall up to the water here. If this other team goes for feudal pressure, they play water, those fires or galleys can just take out the palisade walls. So really the safe way to do it would be to wall to the wood line and then wall along the top here. But that is just a massive, massive investment. All right, there it is, Aramatu. The Italians player will be playing water, and on this end, Godricus, the Lithuanians player, will be playing water. All right, Kamayu has got his scout in the area. I think is looking to lame the boar. Yep, here comes the Vil. Let's see if, well, not to lame the boar, but to lame the Vil. Attempting to take the boar. He does lame the boar. That was sneaky, waiting for the Vil to come out, take the boar away. And yeah, one thing we've learned from the first two games is that Kamayu is a boar thief. Went for an unsuccessful lame in game one, going for the lame here in game two as well. Doesn't look like it's going to work out here. Vil gets the first shot. Yeah, that scout, I don't think is going to be able to pull this off. Too close to the TC. And yeah, nicely done there by Homo Rextus. We got 3 fishing ships out here for Godricus, 2 fishing ships out for Aramatu. And yep, here come the walls. Walls beginning for Kamayu. But given the barracks timing, I'm guessing they're still thinking feudal aggression. Working on walling this with feudal aggression. Actually walled this area. I think I thought that was a gap in the wood line. Right, there we go. 25 pop up here for Godricus with 4 fishing ships on the water. Scout v scout action there. Aramatu getting the first hit in. And all right. Feudal Age clicked as well for all of our other players. Aramatu going 26 pops. Will be a little bit behind in the naval production. All right, Men-at-Arms. Mayu playing Men-at-Arms here. And this actually could work out quite nicely because the distance from this base to Homo Erectus is pretty short. And you are up against the Cav player. Cav players are going to have more trouble dealing with Men-at-Arms than Archer players. So I think this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the walling continuing here for Chirimoyos. Homo Rextus waiting for Feudal Age is going to engage that villager. Villager going for the high ground. Yeah, the scout should get the Vil, but there's going to be a lot of HP off that scout. Does delay the wall. I think Homo Rextus is hoping to hold that wall down until some additional scouts can get out there. But obviously he's not going to be able to hold out with this one injured scout. Meanwhile, over here, the men-at-arms en route. But small walls all around here, so Homo Rextus may be expecting it. And shouldn't be too much damage to be had for these men-at-arms. A lot of villas being dedicated to that wall, though. Kamayo definitely wants to get it up. There comes the range. Follow-up to the men-at-arms. 2 scouts on the field here for Homo Rextus. But he is going to be disappointed to find this area completely walled. Ooh, we got a gap here. Thank God Rickus noticed it, though. Looks like he's going to go fill that. No action yet from the men-at-arms. In fact, okay, the upgrade just now coming in. What are things looking like on water here? We've got 1 fire out for God Rickus, 2 fires out for Aramatu. Aramatu playing 2 dock, actually. So, fully intends to win water here. Just passing. Just passing. This would be a dead Vil for God Rickus. Aramatu, it looks like he was waiting for that Vil to come out. And thinking maybe about the fact that that Vil might be trying to get a second dock. And this is going to be really good for Aramatu. He's going to clean all these fish up here. We have 5 scouts on the field, though, for God Rickus. So I guess that explains why we had such limited fire production. Wasn't planning to win water. I think just wanted to get the 1 fishing ship out. Pardon me, the 1 fire out. To try to take out some of the fishing there for Aramatu. Look at this, a 3rd dock coming in for Aramatu. That fire has actually been completely idle, not getting any value. Men-at-arms engaged with the scouts. Scouts should get the clean here. There's going to be a lot of HP off those scouts. And let's see if God Rickus now, who's going to have an advantage with the scout numbers, can get in here and cause some damage. Because even if you get some damage in, gotta remember, Aramatu's got a fish boom right now. And that reflects here in the Vil count. 6 Vil lead for TabA. So expect Aramatu to have a really, really competitive castle time. Getting the market down now. No military in the field whatsoever. So just playing that spear defense. Focused on winning water, and then I think we'll probably see ranges added here on the way up to Castle Age. Alright, got Rickus in with the scouts. Can maybe get on this gold mine. Maybe hope for an overchop here. Ooh, look at this though. Kamayu following up with some archers and a spear. Yeah, Homo Rextus reacting immediately, trying to drop that tower. Should be able to get that tower. There's only 3 archers here, and they don't have fletching either. So yeah, this tower will definitely go up. Really nice reaction there by Homo Rextus. See if these units can rotate around toward that gold. Aramatu clicking up to Castle Age. Water now completely theirs. Yeah, here's what I'm worried about though. God Rickus walling here, but when the time comes, these fires can just take out that palisade wall. We'll see if that comes back to potentially bite Chirimoyos in the butt. Alright, and they are in fact on the gold. God Rickus and Kamayu pushing Homo Rextus off the gold. Homo Rextus does have the gold needed to age up. The worry is about banking gold on the way up to produce knights. A little more food here. Homo Rextus can click up. There's no upgrades on any of his scouts. Whereas we've got +1/+1 here on Godricus' scouts. Alright, Castle Age on the way for Chirimoyos. Castle Age on the way for Homo erectus. Still a good ways off for Godricus, who just now is going to gold. Yeah, domination there by Chirimoyos in that fight. Suddenly the pressure is on. Very little to defend with here for TabA. But they are going to have a huge tech advantage. Ooh, look at this. The Italians player actually going knights? Interesting. Very interesting. That is surprising. I think it might have just been that Aramatu was worried about the fact that, right, archers, obviously you got to mass them. Double monastery. What? Interesting. Interesting. Why double monastery? There's a hole in the wood line. Oh no. Right, Aramatu engaging with Vils. Is a spear in the mix. But we've got a good number of Vils going down. The archers are clean. Oh, yeah. Quite a few Vils go down. But even worse there for Aramatu is the idle time. Alright, Castle Age now in for Chirimoyos. Aramatu not getting the power spike in early Castle Age that he was perhaps hoping to get. Right, adding a second town center. What are we looking at? 7 fishing ships? Yeah, they are double monastery. Very curious. The thought is here with that. We got, 3 relics occupying this river. Another one here. Where's the final neutral one? Up here. I guess the monks are intended for the push. Maybe Aramatu seeing... Oh, right. Up against Lithuanians. So this is more a defensive measure than anything else. I guess the double monastery is just to get those monks out as quickly as possible. Got a knight camel mixture here for Homo erectus. I can't imagine that Aramatu's planning to stay knight for very long. Yeah, there's no production there. I think that was probably just to get enough early map control to secure the relics. And then, yeah, going to stone here maybe makes me think Genoese Expo. Alright, 3 TC here for Godricus. Still only 1 TC for Chirimoyos, 1 TC for Homo erectus. Bill count, pretty similar. TabA only 6 Vils ahead at the moment. And the military count pretty close as well. Right, this is a scary army here coming forward for Chirimoyos. Chirimoyos with 22 Expo right there. With no range units out for TabA, how exactly do you deal with this? There's the second town center. That's a nice spot, securing that gold. Grabbing an additional wood line as well. Yeah, on stone. So it is going to be Genoese Expo. One thing I like about Genoese Expo here is closest player to is the Cav player. And Genoese Expo are just going to eviscerate a Cav player. That's going to force the range player to make that long transit to the north end of the base. Right, 2 Vils go down there for Homo erectus. These archers don't really have too many places to go. We got tower here, TC here. Ballistics on the way. I didn't quite see if Thumbring came in. Curious to see if we see some fish traps for Aramatu. And at this point, no one contesting the minerals, though. Notice that Kamayu did build 3 outposts there. Wants to know when TabA tries to make a move on those. I like that. Mango. Alright, good reaction there by Kamayu's. Gotta be careful here. It's hard to use any sort of split micro when you're up inside of a closed space like that. So, Kamayu wisely getting out of dodge. Chirimoyos, this military lead continuing to bloom. 42 Expo on the field. Still no range units at all for TabA. That is a little worrisome. Got an eco lead, but not a huge one. Only 9 vills. Mango shot? Oh no, it froze. Are you kidding me? Well, there's a lot of dead archers there. That's one thing I know. Come on. Unfreeze. Yeah. There's a lot of bodies melting into the ground there. Incredible mango shot there by Aramatu. And it's suddenly down to 36 Expos. So I think that was 6 archers killed there. Plus, look at all the wounded archers here. Incredible value from that mangonel. Still only 1 TC here for Kamayo. So this push is costing a lot, and now we've got 2 mangonels. Very few vills have been killed, and now there's a castle protecting the more vulnerable part of the economy. This 1 TC place so far has not worked out for Kamayo. That vill lead's starting to expand a bit, up to 15 for TabA. And they have played incredible defense despite having 0 range units in this game. Double Knight, 3 mangonels. Kamayo's gonna have to be very careful here. 3 mangonels bearing down on him. Here comes TC number 4 for Godricus. The attack is sort of stalled out here. Still though, Mayu not adding additional town centers. Has plenty of stone for it, but yeah, wants to save the wants to save that stone for a castle, and is going to drop one here to protect the mineral deposits. Interesting though, on the way to Imperial Age. Surprised he didn't try to be a bit more aggressive with that. He's probably thinking that he's going to be the first to Imperial Age. It's not true, of course. Aramatu on the way up as well. And also here for Godricus, who's now moving archers down of his own. So if Chirimoyos is going to pull this one out, it's going to be because they control the extra resources here, as that gold begins to dwindle here for TabA. But I think if TabA invests their resources into a strong trebuchet push here, should be able to take this ground back. Look at this. This is awesome what Kamayu is doing here. Stonewalling out TabA. It shows a real awareness of how this map works. They definitely prepared for this map. Love seeing this kind of preparation. Let's see if they can wall this area as well, though. Not going to do much good if you have this gap walled, but not the other. Alright, Treb's on the way here for Armatu, so they must be aware of what's out here. Here comes some Genoese. Still got the Mangonels, still got the monks. Interesting. Okay, we've got a few archers up here. I think they, that's weird. I think it was just some bad pathing. I don't think that was intentional there for Chirimoyos. Alright, the calm before the storm continues here. We should be looking at one really big fight in this area. TabA is going to have to win it, because they are going to need access to this gold in the not too distant future. Krebs are out, already taking out these stone walls. They're not fortified walls, so they go down quickly. Arbalist is in, Bracer in. Chemistry on the way. No Trebs out yet for Chirimoyos. Armatu adding in Asar as well. All quiet on the western front here. But here comes Chirimoyos moving forward, I think, just to try to figure out what is going on here. Very, very passive game so far. I'm definitely worried about this long term, though. Chirimoyos still only on 64 bills. So if Chirimoyos is not able to hold this, definitely see this snowballing for TabA and seeing them be able to gain full control of this area. This area continuing to be colonized by Chirimoyos, adding an additional castle in. The longer this takes, I think the better position Chirimoyos is going to be in here. And honestly, Chirimoyos, even with 1 TC, Chirimoyos is only 20 vills back. Cavalier in for both Chirimoyos and TabA. Numbers definitely favoring Chirimoyos here. Go. All the marbles. Genoese in a good spot, engaging with the Cav there. They're out of range now. Look at that. Mayu hasn't really lost anything at this point. And suddenly Homo Rextus with almost no Cavalier. 3 Trebs up on this hill though. This castle looks like it will almost certainly go down. Bombard cannons coming in as well. Problem is Homo Rextus doesn't have much production right now. Only 11 Cavaliers, 7 Asar on the field. That first castle's down. It's TabA's chance here at this fight. It's all going to come down to this. See how effective the Genoese are at cleaning up the Cavalier. Bombards engage with the Arbalist. Arbalist numbers fitting quickly. Monks getting some conversions. This is an absolute mess. It's so hard to tell what's going on here. Chirimoyos still with the HP lead. Oh, Bombard's landing some nice shots. Suddenly TabA looks like they're going to be the ones to come out better in this fight. Genoese doing absolute work. They are elite. Yeah, and suddenly this military has been cleared out. 36 military left for Chirimoyos. TabA is making the push. Wow. And if they can clean this castle, I think it is TabA's game. They've got the military numbers on the field right now. They've got the Trebs. They've got the Bombards. How do you stop this right now if you're Chirimoyos? You need more production. Double Hussar right now from Homo Rextus and Armatu. There's just nothing right now to stop these Trebs. $35 military on the field for Chirimoyos. That is it. Elite skirm on the way for Kamayu. But still, Kamayu only sitting at 73 villas, I think. Is obviously becoming a factor at this point when you need production, you need it immediately. That castle is down. This is TabA's game. Now moving villas into this area on stone. We're going to see a castle of their own. They're going to start coming into these gold mines as well here. But yeah, there's just no way for Godricus to engage with this, not with elite Genoese on the field. Needs range support from Kamayu, but Kamayu only with 10 archers, 12 skirms. Flood continues. Lots more ranges coming down here from Kamayu, desperate to get the production out. Military numbers are becoming a bit closer. That's 69 to 95. But Chirimoyos has no hold over the middle anymore. When do we see the castle follow up here from Armatu? 560 stone, almost as the stone. He's dropped the castle back here, or is he trying to be really aggressive and get one up here? And this, all of the action is down here right now. There is no raids going on anywhere else on this map. All the action has funneled down into this mineral deposit. Look at this though, Godric is attempting to get some raids in. Very hard to tell what's going on right now. There are so many bodies on the ground. I can't tell what is living and what is dead. Where is that castle from Armatu sitting on 1k stone? Very surprised we haven't seen a castle drop here yet. Hussar Flood, though, is doing work. 73 farms for Homo Rextus. 55 farms for Armatu. These Hussar are just overwhelming the numbers for Chirimoyos. Chirimoyos down to 40 military units, 112 for TabA. They've got this game. 50 vil lead. Here comes the castle. Yeah, and Chirimoyos being pushed further and further back. Now Chirimoyos is going to have no mineral deposits to work with. I think we see the GG here pretty soon. 30 military on the field to 120. Treb's knocking on the door. And once this gate's open, this is our flood. It's just gonna wipe out all of the economy for Chirimoyos. That's a lot of Hussars sneaking through the gate there. Lead. This one is over. Got what? 12 wing hussar, 9 skirmishers. That's basically Chirimoyos' army at this point. Do we have any trade up? Do have markets. I think that's what Chirimoyos is hoping. They can hold out until they're able to establish enough trade. Are going for the fortified wall upgrade. Hussar. Yeah, it's a nice option to have on this map. Map where you really do need to lean into trash at some point in the game. Nicely done by Chirimoyos, just holding out on this area though. Despite having 3 trebs in his face, managing to get these walls up. Desperately trying to hold out here. It's long enough to establish trade, but at the moment only 4 trade cards for Gabricus, none for Chirimoyos. There it is. Hole in the wall. Here come the Hussar. These skirms will go down. I think we're going to see these Hussars spiderweb throughout the eco. And with about 120 farms between the 2 TabA players, the spam of light cap will not end anytime soon. We do have some raids actually back here though. Godricus managing to sneak in with some units. But no matter. GG is called. And TabA evening it up. 1 game apiece. It's fun. I feel like I learned a lot about that map. The loved the strategy Chirimoyos had coming in. Like, I get why Chirimoyos went with the 1 TC player, because Chirimoyos was thinking, look, if we go 1 TC, we're going to have military advantage in Castle Age. Having military advantage in Castle Age lets us establish this position, and if we can just hold it long enough for the gold to run dry for the other team, we win the game. But obviously, the way that backfired was Chirimoyos just could not match the production of TabA, and so TabA able to mass enough to take a really good fight there. Thing was, I don't even know how much of it was just about raw numbers for TabA there. A lot of it might have just come down to the composition there. The Genoese just so efficient against Cav. I wonder if that had been, say, a standard archer civ, right? Say it was like Italians without just playing Arbalest there. I'm not sure that TabA wins that fight in such a way where they're able to tread down the castles and take this area. So I'm not sure that Chirimoyos made a mistake with the game plan. I mean, the game plan honestly may have worked if it wasn't for just the composition difference. But in any case, that was a fun game. Really enjoyed that. A bit passive, but the build up was worth it, because that fight in the middle, that was sick. Stats here a bit. Yeah, I mean, just pretty massive eco disparity here. Homo Rextus, Godricus, about comparable in terms of their economies, but looking at almost 30k more res for Aramatu over his archer counterpart. All right. Well, I'm going to have to take a break for the evening, but I will come back to do the remainder of the games in the set. A reminder, this is a best of 5. So we might just have 2 more games, might have 3 more games. We will find out tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be back soon for the rest of this cast. Have a good one.